Howdy guys, welcome back to Classic Garage. Here's another part on why daily driving classic cars isn't for everybody. As I was saying in the last video, this morning I had to deal with the engine wasn't getting enough gas because the sock filter inside the gas tank had clogged up with rust. Now the way that I knew that was, it was pretty intermittent. Sometimes you would be on the highway and it would not keep up speed. No matter what you did with the pedal, it didn't want to go, or it would start slowing and slowing and slowing down and eventually picking back up speed. It would be all over the place. But I traced it down to not enough fuel. So let me crawl underneath and I'll show you guys the gas tank. Okay guys, here we are at the gas tank. Here is where the sending unit goes in. I had to take the sending unit out of the gas tank. First you want to run it slightly low on gas so that it doesn't come spilling out when you take it off. I took a chisel, put it against this lock ring, and hammered it to turn it enough to where it came loose. And it came loose surprisingly easy. For me, normally the things that are supposed to be hard are easy. The things that are supposed to be easy are difficult. Unplug this connector and undo this fuel line here, and then just fish the sending unit out. I figured out pretty quickly why my gas gauge isn't working when it came out. You can see the Ford logo there. It's original sending unit, and the gas tank looked terrible on the inside. It sat for years with gas in it, and it's pretty rusty. And the sending unit itself looked like it went down with the Titanic, and I ain't joking. But I cleaned the sending unit off the best that I could. The float had actually come off and is just loose inside the gas tank. It won't hurt anything in there, but even further than that, I took the sending unit apart to see if I could get it to work, and I would just put a float on it. But there's a slider inside of it. The fancy name is a rheostat. It works like the volume knob on your radio, but what would you call it? There's a connection on the inside that moves up and down, and part of it had rotted away, so it's no good. I'll have to get another sending unit if I want the gas gauge to work. I had to replace this fuel line. It was actually cracked, and I believe it may have been sucking air as well as gas. It was cracked on the top side, so I replaced that. I made sure everything was clean. I couldn't find a new sock filter in time to actually go to work on Monday, so I took the sock filter off, and let me go to the front of the car and show you what I did up there. Okay, now we're up by the engine. This here is the fuel pump. This is the line coming from the gas tank. I took the sock filter off and I spliced in this metal can filter between the line and the fuel pump. So the fuel pump is still getting filtered gas, but I now have a filter that I can replace easily if it gets clogged. Instead of fishing everything out of the gas tank, I can just come up here and replace this filter. That makes it so much easier because the gas tank has so much rust in it. I know I'm gonna have to replace this, and it makes it much easier this way versus tearing the sending unit out again. Let me go to the top side and tell you the rest of it. So now that I've gotten everything back together again, everything seems to be going well so far. The engine is running all right today. Like I said, you never do know what's gonna happen. You have no clue. I've had cars that they look beautiful, like this one. They're in like brand new condition. Everything's perfect on them. But you take them out of retirement. They've been sitting 20 years. You take them out of retirement, everything starts going wrong. And it's always the same things. It's the same with every one of them. Stuff made out of rubber goes bad, like the radiator hoses. Sometimes engine seals will go bad and they'll start leaking. Sometimes that takes a while to show up, but it will happen at some point usually. Let's see, usually you have to deal with gas tank rust like I am now. You have to grease everything. Anything that needs lubrication, you have to grease it or it will go bad. I've had tie rod ends go bad in 2,000 miles just because they've been sitting 20 years with rust in them. If you don't give them grease, they're dry as a bone. You're going to wear them out really fast. But if you were to put grease in there, they would last as long as they're supposed to, because all they need is lubrication to do their job. I will probably make another video about what to do to put a car like this back on the road after it's been in storage or sitting or what have you. I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching Classic Garage. And let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see. Just put a comment or something. And I'll see y'all later.